What's good? We coming back, 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to everybody across the United States. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. One time for the one time back. Talking some football. Y'all know we talk more than boxing. I told y'all we going to turn up the other sports real quick, fast, in a hurry. And we going to be more of a well-rounded channel, man. For sure, always going to kick the boxing content. But talk about the top 5 receivers, TBC's top 5 receivers. That's the Boxing Clinic. Let's start off. Number 5 for me is Odell Beckham Jr. And he probably could potentially be the best, but right now, with after last season, the injury, and then before that, getting hit with the net and all that. But I think he's like a magnificent talent, and every time I see him do well, score a touchdown, especially when he plays the Detroit Lions, which is my squad, I get mad because we pick Erica Ebron over him. But Odell Beckham, besides the attitude and some of the bouginess and sassiness attitude on the field, I think he's an amazing athlete, amazing wide receiver. Watching 30 for 30 about Dallas Carter High School. His dad was over there cooking that Dallas Carter defense, man. Just shows that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And Odell is my 5th receiver, in the league. And this is just my opinion. I love for, y'all to rebuttal back and give me you guys top 5 receivers. But Odell is definitely a different animal. We talk about, catching the ball, his catch radius for a guy that small, able to run a route tree, explosion, be a deep threat, and be able to catch a bubble screen and take it the distance. Going over the middle, you probably can line him up in the backfield. He can do whatever you ask him to do, and I think he's going to extend up this list pretty soon. But we hopping into the number 4 spot, and that's my guy, AJ Green. He's an amazing, athlete, man, and the reason why he probably so low on the list and probably not on some other people's list is because of the Cincinnati quarterback position, and that's Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton really don't have a prolific arm like that, and he played with Matthew Stafford in college, and he was able to show off, his full repertoire. But he another dude that can run the full route tree, more explosive than you think. About 6'4", hella catch radius, red zone threat. If he had a better quarterback, AJ Green would, he'd probably be a terror. He'd probably be number 1 on this list. But like I said, he's amazing, man. He get off the jam. I remember that one play, was it last year or the year after last, when it tipped all the way around. He caught the touchdown versus Baltimore to send it into overtime, man. And like I said, man, he got great hands, man. He got, great route running for a guy 6'4". He can get up the field. He can run a post route. He a red zone threat. He can take it to the house off a bubble screen as well, too. And he consistent, man. He don't have, all that personality and all that backlash. He's more than nonchalant, but he does have a little bit of edge to him. So, I play with AJ Green. You see what he did with Jalen Ramsey and stuff. So, yeah, he's a quiet guy. He go about doing his work, but he edgy. And that's what I like about him. He tough. He's an all-around receiver with height and size, a little bit of size to him as well, too. And you're not just gonna have an easy day at the office if you lining up on the other side of AJ Green, And I think being in Cincinnati is hurting his stock, but he continues to put up numbers year in and out, and I love to see him with a better team, but it is what it is. On to the number 3 guy, another guy that probably could be higher if his quarterback Deshaun Watson continue to stay healthy. And shout out to the homie Will Fuller on that team as well too, because Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson's connection was more deadlier than Deshaun Watson and I just drew a blank for this man named DeAndre Hopkins connection. Excuse me, a little bit tired, but Hopkins is an amazing receiver. He might have the best hands in the league. He makes a lot of prolific catches, and he was slept on because he's another guy that's stuck in a situation where he didn't have a great quarterback. From T.J. Yates and all the other guys he had. I think he was there when Matt Schaub was there, and all the other terrible quarterbacks that he dealt with. He continued to put up numbers, and now that he had Watson, he really showed out, man. He showed he had great hands, and coming out of Clemson, a lot of people was gravitating and flocking towards Sammy Watkins, but this dude shows to be the more durable and a real deal at the wide receiver position, man. He another guy that can run a complete route tree. He ain't like dead in the end fast, but he quick and he get upfield. He just a physical marvel. He can get off a press, and if you press him, he's physically strong. And if he can't run by you, he can box you out and make some of them great prolific catches like he made last year in the end zone with the one hand kind of grab You know, and he a dog, man. He a dog. You know, I think potentially he could be the number one best receiver in the league if Deshaun Watson continue to get better and his knee continue to go in the right direction. He stay healthy. You know, Watson and DeAndre Hopkins connection is going to be something so serious, especially with Will Fuller able to take the top off, and defenses got to respect that and respect Deshaun Watson legs. You know, most people look at Hopkins as a possession receiver, but he could do it all, man. Red zone threat and take it to the house as well too. And number 2, you know, Julio Jones. I love me some Julio Jones from Alabama. Loved him in Alabama. Had a guy when I was in school in Alabama. You know, we used to play Madden. You know, and they used to play the highlight tape of Julio. You know, dragging him 10 yards from 10 yards into the end zone. You know, and that's when I first learned about Julio Jones. And you know, I watched them all at Alabama while I was down there. They played every Alabama-Auburn game. And Julio, like I said, man, he's another guy that can do it all. You know, a guy that can, you know, do it underneath, block, go deep, intermediate. I mean, you could double, triple team him. He gonna get it done. You know, he's a physical marvel, and he don't have that receiver diva attitude. You know, he just goes out there and play, and hopefully Atlanta can pay him, or get him somewhere where he ain't got to hold out and he can, you know, flourish. But the only real reason that separates him from being the number 1 spot is probably because of Matt Ryan. You know, he has some, you know, availability issues, but he only missed 4 games in the last 3 or 4 years or something like that. You know, and I think Matt Ryan is another guy, all on weapons, and he's not prospering in the way he should be. But like I said, Julio, man, a beast. You know, he's a beast. Like I said, he can red zone threat, even though he only scored 3 touchdowns last year. But that's more of the scheme and quarterback play. But he can play underneath. You know, he can block. He can come off, do a bubble screen, take it to the house. He's the complete all-purpose receiver, man. You know, he ushering that Calvin Johnson new breed of receiver in there. And he been dope since Alabama. He been dope since high school, like I told you. And I think, you know, he can continue to flourish, get better. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Like I said, man, I got much respect for guys that just put their helmet on, put their pads on, and go to work and do their job. And that's Julio Jones, man. So shout out to the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. I guess we going to, you know, my boy, you know, Antonio Brown, you know, from Florida. You know, went to school up here in Michigan. He a beast. You know, he a beast, man. He a beast. You know, and he the number 1 receiver to me over Julio because he's more productive. You know, he might have a better quarterback with a better track record than Ben Roethlisberger, but this is a dude that can return punts and kicks. He always open. He always just seemed to burn people deep for a guy who had the most flashiest 40. You know, they can double, triple team, put a guy on top. He can work underneath. You know, you can put him on the slide. He can work. You can't bump him. You can't jam him. I mean, whatever, however you want it, Antonio Brown can give it to you, man. He might be a bit of a diva, but the dude is smooth as a baby's bottom, man. When it coming out them breaks, when it come to, you know, setting guys up, taking them deep. Even the Jacksonville Jaguars really, you know, don't have no answer for him, man. And that's just because he's a student of his craft. I see him and Cam Newton working out, and he was making Cam Newton get tired out there. Him, Cam Newton, and Jim Jones, the rapper. So, you know, those are my top 5. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And as the season approaches, training camp approaches, we're going to do some more NFL talk. And we're going to continue to expand the content. But don't forget, if you love college sports, basketball, and football, check the link in the description. Me, the Cali Enigma, Colossal Sports TV have a joint college sports venture. So hopefully you guys go ahead and subscribe in the description. And we're going to talk that real trill boxing, so college sports talk. And also we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those links in the description. You got a business inquiry, you want to do a collaboration, I'm always open to those. Business email there as well too. And appreciate you guys for watching. Subscribe, share, hit the bell icon. Y'all know what it is. We gone.